Hi there, APE students. Welcome to another round of updates. Of course, I'm going to give you some inspirational advice. Again, I found words of wisdom on tea that I was brewing. In every moment of life, you should be what you ought to be. The way I'm taking this is that if I'm down and I'm sad in this moment of life, that's how I ought to be. And if I'm cheerful and upbeat, that's also how I ought to be. Anything that you're feeling right now is the exact right feeling for the moment that we're in. I also am reminded that I try and find the humor in any situation, and I've been finding a lot of humor in Liz Climo's cartoons. This one I thought was kind of funny since we're all experiencing different levels of comfort, wearing our masks out in public or in closed spaces. I'm certainly trying to figure out how I navigate wearing a mask and glasses at the same time because they keep fogging up. But luckily, I don't have to wear one in my own home. And we'll figure out how to teach school and wear masks in the fall, right? All right, so let's get right into the updates. First of all, I want to just address the students that are not taking the exam on Monday so that you don't need to watch the whole video to find out what you should be doing. Starting on Monday, the APES exam will take place. If you are still working on air pollution stuff and you're not taking the exam, then I'd like you to finish any air pollution any air pollution work next week. And Friday, May 22nd will be the last day to turn in any assignments. That's because I want everybody to start transitioning to the final project. There's going to be a choice in the projects that you complete. And I think it should just be a way that you wrap up the year and that you don't dwell on any work that is left unfinished. Please contact me if you're still working through that and you won't be able to get through at least part of the air pollution before the end of next week, and we'll figure out a plan for you. All right, from here on out, I'm just going to talk about things that are related to the AP exam. So those of you that are not taking the exam, you can stop watching right now unless you're interested in these tips and tricks. If you are taking Monday's exam, please go ahead and get to those bootcamp FRQs by Friday. I'll check those inboxes all weekend long, but I want to be able to make sure that I can give you feedback and that you can listen to the feedback and it resonates with you and you can look for any knowledge or content that you need to brush up on, or different ways that you need to think about the FRQs and answering the questions. I would suggest not doing any additional review over the weekend. You've already put in a lot of work this year and during doing some of the boot camp review items, and practicing those FRQs are the biggest thing that will help you prepare. So maybe watch one more review video from the College Board, but don't dwell on it. Don't spend a whole lot of time on that. It's most important that you come into Monday well rested and that you're ready to go for that test on that day. But that doesn't mean that there aren't a few things that you should really work on doing before Monday hits. So these are your last minute checklists of things to do. So what you should do right now after watching this video is make sure that you've received your e-ticket for the APES exam. You should have gotten this either in the email that you're registered on the College Board with. I'm not sure exactly how they're communicating to students. I don't know if there's text messages that they're sending, but make sure that you've received this. If you haven't, I would just go ahead and call the College Board directly. Their phone number is here on this slide, and ask about your e-ticket. You should have received the e-ticket 2 days before any exam, and I would have expect them to send it by Friday morning at the latest, just so you can make sure that you have it. If this is your first time taking an AP test this year, you haven't taken any this week and maybe your exams are just scheduled for next week, make sure to watch the video AP 2020 exam walkthrough. I will put the link in the bibliography for this video. It's a 5-minute video that just tells you what to expect on the day and how to upload any of your answers. I've heard from other teachers both at Garfield and around the United States saying that some students are having trouble with Google Docs or uploading images that they take, but it doesn't seem to be universal. It seems to be individual to that student and glitches that could have happened. So don't get worried if you see things in the news or you hear things from other friends or other people on social media. Make sure that you're ready to go and that you know what to do to submit your answers. And then just be confident that everything's going to work out and that you're not going to suffer those technical difficulties. All right, so the next thing is what else you should do over the weekend. Here's where you want to make sure that you've got your resources printed and on hand. I referenced an APES one-page review. There's actually 10 different pages, but each single page has a different topic that it reviews. I would have that printed out and make sure that you have read over it and you know where to go in case you need to look for content knowledge. And then also have the one-page FRQ notes. That just helps you with remembering what those command verbs are or what you might need to include on a design and investigation or proposing a solution, proposing and justifying a solution. Those are good things to have on hand, but you want to make sure that you've already read through them so that they're just a reference sheet. Next, figure out where you're going to work in your house for that hour of the exam and let everyone in your household know what time you're taking the exam. Just make sure that everybody's got a heads up and you know exactly where it's going to be the most comfortable spot. You're going to have that spot cleared out so that you're in a calm space and you're ready to go. All right, and so finally, here's what you need to do on Monday. Eat and go to the bathroom before you start. Remind everyone in your household that you're taking the exam. Your test starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't be late for it. And then hit it. You're going to do fine. You're going to be in the headspace that you need to be. You're going to have all the resources there. You've practiced. You're going to do awesome. Finally, submit your answer and do a happy dance. You're done. You're done with this exam and you've accomplished something great that very few students have done. And that's take a college level exam in a high school class. And you've had the rigor to get you to it and you're going to do awesome. So one final thing is I can't talk to you about how you did on the exam or what the questions are until the questions are released. I'll have a office hours on Tuesday in which I'd love for you to join and just tell me how your experience was and if you felt confident. You're not allowed to talk to other students on social media about the AP exam in particular. They will be releasing the questions, but until they release the questions, you can't talk about any content. So just keep that in mind. Okay, and then very last, just remember, you have this. You're gonna do awesome. Right before the exam, just inhale and exhale. You're gonna do great.